And here is April 26th live stream. Kind of sorry that I did not put out the send out a notification for it. I keep forgetting. Yeah, we'll say that I keep forgetting. Just one of those things. It's in the back of my head. I wake up Monday morning. I was like, I got to do a live stream this week. What should I talk about? And I really don't know what I should talk about until pretty much like 10 minutes before the live stream. So this time I have a couple of topics, but I've settled on one. And the topic that I kind of will chat about and want to get your guys' thoughts about is what is the most annoying part about owning a smartphone? Um, and I might end this live stream early because there's 0 people watching this. So this just might be me just talking to myself for 30 minutes, which is completely fine. Um, but that usually, me talking involves drinking. Hey, look, there's people. Priscilla and Chase, how you guys doing? So, I was thinking the other day, and I'm a very self-aware person, we'll say, is that any single time that I feel like I'm not doing anything, the first thing I'll reach for is my smartphone. And as much as I love these things, there's a certain compulsion I have towards it. And so I was trying to remember what did I do prior to the smartphone. So in instances where I had nothing to do, I was trying to figure out what I would reach for 10 years ago. And I really can't think of anything. Like, what did I do when I was sitting on the toilet? Like, did I just sit there and think? And that was actually one of my New Year's resolutions this year. Well, I had two. The first one was to take Monty out for a walk every single day. And we've done that except for one day because I was sick. And the second one, I was contemplating leaving my cell phone outside of the bathroom, only to see what would happen to the voices in my head if I didn't use it. I probably wouldn't. No, I won't. That's a little too personal. What do you guys think? Um, First, like, hey, how's it going, Deadpool? The notifications. Hi, when it has planned obsolescence, such as the 5S and the 5S and the 5S. Um, I guess the planned obsolescence is a pain. I don't know if it's planned. I think Apple is better with their technology than most other technology companies. Like I look at the Samsung and Asus laptops that my parents bought in 2012. They bought it at the same time as I bought my MacBook Pro Retina, and both those machines are dead, completely dead. I cannot read. There's nothing. They won't turn on. And so, you know, as much like, and I'm very sure that there's planned obsolescence for the iPhones, but it's way longer than any sort of Android device manufacturer will offer, I think, in my opinion. Um, so the 2-year contracts, I guess, with the smartphones. I was actually looking into getting a Galaxy S8 the other day, and it's I was able to get the Galaxies last year because I told myself I was going to try to do a lot of S8 or S7 and S7 Edge case reviews. So I went and bought the devices outright. So it was about $2,000. And so I was trying to figure out if I could afford it this year. And so for me for me to get an S8, it's going to cost me about $600. And I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on it just yet. I'm not too worried about not being able to get one because I'm pretty sure I can do what I did last year was just walk up to one of the wireless vendors and say I want to buy one of your phones outright, and they'll tell me it's going to be unusable for 3 months, and then I'll just go and unlock it. So I think I'm leaning more towards getting the Galaxy S8. There are fewer things on the new S8 that like there's nothing that really excites me about it, but because I run case reviews, I'm pretty sure I should do it since I've already done the S7s. Um, Caleb, hey bro, what else do you do on your channel? Case reviews just for this channel. I'm going to start a different channel for smart home reviews. I don't think I'm going to lump mobile reviews and the smart home reviews together, so that's coming up probably within the next month. Plain Apple 287, my Asus dad in 2013, only got in 2011. That's, like, to me, that's brutal for laptops. Like to have something that you pay like $1,000 for die in 2 years, stuff like that is like I've got an iBook, my one of the second iBook I ever bought downstairs, and it's going to be a prop in one of my videos coming up this week. But that thing still turns on. I just realized that the hard drive is dead. It wasn't when I powered it on 3 years ago. So this iBook G4 still powers on, and I bought it in 2003, which is kind of crazy. I won't find many electronics in my house from 14 years ago that will power on. Choptic, when you find yourself wasting too much time. Is that a question or a statement? Edmund, hello, from Calgary, Canada, to Colombia. Chad Cook, one of the worst things for me is wanting to use my phone without a case, but being too worried about dropping and cracking the screen or breaking it in general. Chad, I understand that fear. I remember when I bought my first couple iPhones, I was just and iPads, so worried about them. But ever since doing reviews for these products and breaking a lot of them, I'm less afraid. I'm actually very confident in how tough they are, and I'm less afraid that I'm going to break them. Now, with that being said, is that I don't really care if my devices get scratched. And that's because I go through a lot of devices. So this iPhone 7 Plus is pretty scratched up. My iPhone 7, the matte black one that you guys seen the last couple months, that one's got a bunch of dings on it. Like, it doesn't bother me whatsoever because, well, I've kind of become desensitized to the damage. And I guess that's kind of another bad thing to worry about, is you're constantly worrying about something else. You know, when I was a kid, the only thing I had to worry about was my glasses bending, really. And, I didn't have to worry about a smartphone. Now, if I was, 20 years younger, I'd have to be worrying about my glasses bending and me breaking my iPhone. Like, I can't imagine parents these days like spending like $600 on a phone, and then just how angry I would be watching them come home with a busted up screen. I don't know. Um, the roof rash, sorry. Durability seems something that they ignore. Slapping screen protector in a case becomes a necessity with all phones. Yeah, I do agree. They seem to be getting tougher though. The iPhones, the smartphones in general. And the SE is, yeah, SE is awesome. I do like that form factor. Um, it isn't. I'm replying back to Abdurraf Priesh. I'm just butchering your. Sorry, bud. Um, I think it isn't really the main focus. Well, it has to be It has to be up there, because if it wasn't, people wouldn't buy their products when it comes to durability. I know. I guess the flip side is to have an amazing warranty program, which Apple does with their Apple Care. It's pretty no nonsense. You could probably get away. I've gotten away with a lot of things with Apple Care. Um, and that's probably one of the reasons why I keep staying with Apple products, is like I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do drop tests with my S6s and S7s. I couldn't really find a warranty place. Like, the warranty solutions did not work out for me. Plain Apple 287, when are you planning to break your iPhone again? I am planning on destroying an iPhone in a Griffin Summit. That's the next one, but that will be in a couple of weeks. Mouse, I'm talking to Mouse this Saturday, and they're going to send me a bunch of new cases, I think. There's a good chance I might break an iPhone in those cases as well. Pete Horn, yeah, I cringe seeing young kids with phones throwing them around. So I saw, if you guys remember, I did a video with a mummy blogger about a month ago, 2 months ago, and she came to me yesterday and she showed me her iPhone 6S, and I put a Rhino Shield impact shield on that screen protector, and I gave her a Moshi case. and her toddler threw it, and the impact hit between the screen protector and the edge. So there was a gap between the front-facing screen and the screen protector and the edge of the Touch ID sensor. So that impact, you could see the spider webbing come out from that one location. It was such an unlucky drop. But I thought, I didn't feel bad for her, but it was just broken screens suck. Owen Carrera, would a small dent by the Apple logo on the back of an iPhone 7 be worrying? Absolutely not. If you've been watching my videos, I've been showing some of the older iPhones that I have that I've kept, and they've got dents coming through the back. And most of them come from impacts from the front, mashing the insides of the iPhone, and the impact kind of comes out the back. It's fine. Like, as long as it still works and you're not noticing anything different, there shouldn't be anything worrying about it. Even when you bend an iPhone, and I haven't been able to bend a 7 on purpose, well, just from normal day use, even if you bend an iPhone or you put it in your back pocket, I know people were complaining about the 6s bending really easy, and they did. But the thing is that you bent it this way, you can at least just bend it back. The iPhones, apart from the glass, is very bendy. Any good S8 cases, Mauricio? I'll be honest with you, I went and played around with the S8. It feels exactly like my S7 Edge. And so if you're looking, I don't have a list for it yet, but if you're looking for lists, just check out the top 10 case list for the S7s. Like it, for the S7s. Like it's hard to, they're almost exactly the same in terms of form factor. The build of a case does not change between models of phones. The biggest changes that occur when a brand decides to update the iPhone cases. So the OtterBox, which one was it? It was one of the OtterBox cases. The design for between the 6 and the Galaxy S7 were identical, but there was a change for the iPhone version. Alex R, my iPhone 5 died 2 months before Black Friday last year. It did last for almost 2 years, so I'm happy because the S2 did less than a year. Cool. Pete Horn, my iPhone lasted 2.5 years before I swapped it out for a Pixel, gave it to my girlfriend. It's still going strong. Yeah, like, I think if people are careful, like my wife has one of my original iPhone 6s, and she will use that until forever. Like, I don't think she's going to purposely, unless it physically dies, or, yeah, no, like, unless it physically dies just from being used, like, once a week, it's going to last forever. Cool guy. Yeah, all right. Cool, watch this. And... fuck. The Rhino Shield, why do you say that, Debbie? Because I've used 3 so far, and they are spectacular from my perspective. What's wrong with the Rhino Shield glass screen protector, Debbie? And we're going to remove Cool Guy. Bye, Cool Guy. Pineapple 287, the EE store let me play around with the S8 a month before launch. Cool. What do you say to Apple when you smash your iPhones? They don't ever ask questions, so I don't ever give them answers. I just tell them, I broke my iPhone. And they're like, how'd you do it? And I was like, I dropped it. Dan Stoic asks, favorite case for the iPhone 7 Plus? It's still going to be the loopy cases because it's just so damn useful. That loop, like I'm using this Tech 21 Evo Elite, and it is incredibly frustrating because the back is so slick. So when you try to pick it up from the side, face first, it's hard. Like the front of the case is very nice, but the back just absolutely sucks. So being a loop case, just being able to pick it up like something with a handle, just so easy to pick up. Pingu Newt! S, I don't know if that's an L or an I. Love your reviews. I was wondering what you think the best pairing for a rose gold iPhone is. Kind of a jarring color to pair with colors. I've got a rose gold iPhone. I tend to stick with clear cases or pink cases, like this Tech 21 Evo Elite is a pink case. I don't. It's odd because I had the rose gold for the iPhone 6s, and that didn't really bother me in terms of the color. But because this pink is way bigger, um, I think a little bit more about how to, we'll say, accessorize it. Most of the time, I'll just slap whatever case I'm using, but there are times when I don't have any cases in particular that I want to use, and I'll default to a clear case. That helps. Got it 2 days ago and it broke. How did it break, Debbie? I'm curious because I've tried to break mine on my iPhone and it's pretty hard. It's an L. All right, SL. What is the actual texture on the case of the loopy case? It's a glossy texture, so it's not great. The front half of the case, there is a soft, it's a soft rubber type of material, but it really doesn't matter because the moment that your finger goes into the loop, it's the grippiest case in the world. Pete Horn, those little pop-up grip things are so popular now that the loopy was the what is OG, Pete Horn? I don't know. I don't understand that. Abs rubber brush. Never reviewed. Abdul, that's way easier to call. I actually am planning on reviewing it. I'm planning on doing something pretty massive with all the Evolutive Lab stuff. I just need to see if they'll pay for an iPhone because break and like the biggest cost to me is the iPhone, so I don't want the manufacturer to pay for the iPhone, so I don't have to pay for the iPhone. SL, thanks for answering the question. Pinga Newt, you know how people always have to upgrade their phone every time a new one is out. I'm still have 5S and there's nothing wrong with it. Yes, you are my hero. I kind of find myself, the older I get, the less I care about upgrading things. Like when I bought my car almost 10 years ago, I was like, I'm going to drive my Mazda 3 for 3 years, and I'm totally going to get a Subaru WRX STI. I totally didn't. Mostly because I went back to school, got an MBA. That thing hasn't really done anything yet. Gavin Tang, favorite clear case for the Plus phones? Gavin, I suggest you check out that video, the top 10 clear cases. It's pretty much there. Right off the top of my head, I think it was the Ghost Tech Loke that I really liked because it was metal and plastic. The Tech 21 Impact shell, I think is what it's called, is kind of a default for me as well. But if I need to really go with a clear case, I'll actually go with a Thanotech bumper. Pete Horn, original gangster, so okay. Those little pop-up grip things are so popular, not that the Loopy was the original gangster. Yeah, I haven't actually seen the Ungrip. Yeah, I've reviewed the Ungrip. That's the one with the little cloth loop on it. Tech Nation UK, best waterproof case for the iPhone 6s Plus. 6s Plus is going to be the Catalyst. Yeah, Catalyst. Basically, if you go to my website or search on my channel, the best waterproof cases for the 6s, it's gonna be the Pelican Marine was very good for the iPhone 6s Plus for a day-to-day case. Catalyst is great for swimming. I think it's been a while. 7 Edge Photography, not on topic, but will you review Galaxy S8 LifeProof cases? I probably will. I spent $120 when the S7s came out, and I bought the LifeProof cases, and I never reviewed them. They're just sitting downstairs, like such a big waste of money. I'll try. Debbie Yang, iPhone still stands in good condition, just very bummed out. Yeah, I can understand that. 5S, it's got issues, dropped it early, and it got itself in a boot loop. Had to fix the boot loop. No wonder people upgrade. Alex R, by the one of the reasons my iPhone lasts for 4 years was due to your review of the Griffin Survivor, and they don't make one for the 7. Yeah, that's a shame they don't. But I think the Summit replaces the Survivor. And the Summit is a better case in mine. What games are you playing right now, SLS? It's going to be World of Warcraft still. I'm so addicted. I'm not addicted. I used to be, when WoW first came out, I was a big raider. Like, I was one of those 40-man raids, and I'd play more WoW throughout the week than I actually worked, and I worked 40 hours at least at my current job. So it's gotten way easier to get decent gear in WoW now, and it's still fun for me. I haven't gotten to the point where it just seems like it's a job. It's still fun, so I'll keep playing that. Matthew Mills, why is Monty not paying any attention? He's a turd like that, an absolute turd. Tired though, for a walk. He's an old dog. Have you ever broken an iPhone and regretted it, or have you ever broken something off, like the camera? I've never broken. Camera has never come off. The only time I regretted breaking my iPhone was when I accidentally dropped it face first into a parking lot and I got a single fracture. That annoyed me. But other than that, every single time that I've broken an iPhone, other than that, no, breaking the mouse cases were pretty unexpected. Didn't want to break two iPhones. Kevin Collins, why do case manufacturers rarely mention symmetrical fitted cases? I'm pretty sure I do. Cases like this Tech 21 Evo Elite, the bottom does not fit. There's a part of the case that actually dips down. I have mentioned it. They haven't changed for the iPhone 6 version and 7 versions. Bow at the buttons and is very distracting. The smartphone battery case, I understand that, but I think it's because of how the battery case is designed. Like, it's designed to pull down, so there's always going to be that flex, so nothing's going to line up well. Dan Stoica, you should review an iPhone gimbal. So that's actually a good point. For the channel, I'm trying to figure what to do with it, and if you've kind of noticed, I've shied away from doing singular case reviews, and I've started doing them as groups. So those videos take probably 50% longer to do, but instead of taking 40 hours, we'll say, to do 4 cases, it's going to be 15 hours to do 4 cases. And so that frees up a lot more time, and I'm actually going to start doing more accessory related stuff rather than just cases. And I've got some financing lined up so I can start buying some of those gimbals just to do like the best gimbal for the iPhone, in the same vein as how I do my case reviews now. So that should be, I'm pretty excited to do all that. Shirk838 from Instagram says hi. Hello. SL, I'm not from Edmonton, I'm from Calgary. V Sadie, would you ever buy an MP3 player now that phones are for everything? I would buy an MP3 player if I worked out at like a YMCA or a Good Life. Or that's not true. I worked out at the YMCA. I would still contemplate it, buying an MP3 player. Like, I was looking at my old iPod Nano the other day, and it still has its usefulness, when you're running, because these things are just brutal to carry in your pockets. I am going to do the best arm straps. I've got the Quad Lock coming, and I've got a bunch of other arm straps downstairs. But just the iPad Nano is just so much easier to deal with. But over time, I think MP3 players are going to go the way of the Discman. Fruity Vlogs, hello, Lance Peroni. What is your favorite case you've ever used for the iPhone 7? It's going to be the Loopy case. Minecraft, so awesome. What are good iPhone water? I'm assuming you're going to say water cases. If you go to my website, just go to the top 10 list. I've got the top 10, I guess top 5 waterproof iPhone 7 cases. Fruity Vlogs, I love your videos. Thanks. SL, I was close, sending you lots of love from Vancouver. Vancouver, it's not raining today. It's dreary today, kind of like Vancouver is during the winter. Matthew Mills, do you like OtterBox cases? I love the OtterBox symmetry with the custom prints. The prints work out quite well. So you get some pretty cool things printed on them, but it's like $50, so it's pretty expensive. Tyler LaPlante was the best case for people that don't like cases. The best case for people that don't like cases. You should probably, if you haven't, check out my top 10 ultra thin minimalistic cases that I just released this past weekend. Abdul, do you have any idea when the Evolutive Lab solid suit's coming out? I'll ask him again. They'll probably give me the same answer next month. Fruity vlogs, fruity vlogs. Alex R, have you lost any iPhone 7 to water damage? No, surprisingly not. I've had waterproof cases fail, but I've never lost an iPhone to water damage. That's not true. The iPhone SE, well, I submerged it. It still worked with a glass screen. So no, not completely died from water damage. What's your favorite book? Favorite book? Right now, it's going to have to be The Supple Leopard. How to Become a Supple Leopard. It's just a book about stretching. You saw me raise my knee. I got really tight IT bands and my knees are starting to bother me, so I was trying to poke at it. Other than that, my all-time favorite book is going to be Simon Sinek's Start With Why. Kevy, what's your main video camera? It's a Canon 70D. It's actually, I've got the light on the 70D right now because I can't mount the light anywhere else. Matthew Mills, what reviews? So this week, so over the last like 3 weeks, I've filmed 3-4 videos, and I actually haven't published them all. So this week, it's going to be pretty simple. I filmed this OtterBox Defender versus Symmetry versus Commuter video about a month ago. I have to finish that because I hate leaving things undone. I'm also going to do the fake and real Apple Watch strap review. And I'm also going to do a YOLO 2-in-1 magnetic magnetic wallet case. And this is the YOLO case that I'll review this weekend. It is hands down the best wallet case I have ever used. It is so smart what they've done with that product. Dan Stoica, you should do the top worst cases. I have thought about that, and I may still. Plain Apple 287. The oldest iPhone I own right now is going to be my iPhone 6. So, yeah, I don't own any of the F5s or 5Ss anymore. What Warcraft class am I playing right now? I play Warrior. Female Gnome Warrior. Because it's hilarious. I played Paladin in Vanilla, a Shaman in Crusade, and then a Warrior Sense. I just like charging into stuff and just hitting stuff with a two-handed sword. Rudy Vlogs, have you? I don't know what that is. You play Forza Horizon 3? I do not. Lance, play any sports? Nope, I don't play any sports. Growing up, I did a lot of math and a lot of science and a lot of piano. Didn't play any sports whatsoever. I do a lot of working out now. I do a lot of weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting, and I've started doing some of the CrossFit stuff, which is a lot of jumping, swinging. Montifax is 8 years old. What about reviewing the Fossil Fuel Marshall? I'm assuming that's a smartwatch, Ibrahim. I don't know about the smartwatches. Like, I've got an Apple Watch on. I might do the fitness ones more so than just the regular ones because I don't think anyone's buying an Android smartwear anytime soon. Matthew, Tyler LaPlante, would you consider reviewing what it's like to go caseless? I don't know what I would review because I actually go caseless a lot. Yeah, I actually do go caseless a lot. Like, I've got 5 iPhones downstairs in my office, and 3 of them are naked right now. Matthew Mills, what was the top part of your question? Don't have to answer if you don't want. Why don't you and your wife love to? I don't. Pretty Vlogs, I have heard of Justine. I know who she is. Live, don't have to. I live in my wife's house. This is her house and she lives in it with me. She has a day job, and my day job is running the channel and running the website. So I work from home in her home. That's why. And she has no interest whatsoever in showing up in any of my videos. Abby, how do you cut weight? You eat better and eat less. So it's cutting weight. I lost 40 pounds. If you look back to my videos from 2015, I was a lot bigger, and that was 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And to lose the 30 pounds was quite easy. You go on a restricted calorie diet. So I was eating about 1,800, 2,000 calories a day, good calories. And right now I eat about 2,400 calories a day, and I can't gain or lose weight for the life of me. I don't really need to. Mostly because I work out that much. I also do intermittent fasting, if that is of interest. What car do you have, Lance? Mazda 3, 2007. Pineapple 287. I've never broken an Apple laptop. I have contemplated. Like I see, like Urban Armor Gear sends these like email things saying like our cases are drop rated to 4 feet. Who is going to test that? And then the second thought that comes to my mind, it's probably going to be me. Dude on Wheels, when are you going to shoot the Pimp an iPhone vid? It's going to be a live stream, and I'm hoping it's going to be in 2 weeks. I still have to firm up the date with the company that I'm going to be shooting it with, Dan Bailey. If the iPhone is made with the iPhone 7 and 7S, what's the next one after the iPhone 7S going to be called? That's a good question, Dan. That's I don't know what it's going to. I'll probably call it the iPhone. Oh, because the 8 should be the 10. I guess the next one would be the iPhone 11. No paleo. I don't. When it comes to food, I'll eat what I like. So I'll eat simple carbs. I'll eat pasta. Pasta's not terrible for you. It's just the volume of pasta that you can or can't eat. I enjoy going out to a restaurant and eating food, and it's just a burden to trying to figure out food is paleo or not. Like every week, I want to eat something that's drenched in butter and cheese. Like any collabs later this year? I am working on a few, but where I'm from, there's not a lot of YouTubers, so it's kind of hard to do them. Tyler, I use an iPad Pro 9.7 inch, and I've lost my Apple Pencil because I use it that much. Matthew Mills, what's a good Apple laptop for a decent price? My girlfriend wants to know. I don't know if you would know. Basically, any Apple laptop's going to be a good Apple laptop. Depends on what you use it for. If you don't do anything heavy in terms of processing power, like I would go with a MacBook Pro Retina if she does movie editing stuff. But you know, if she doesn't, then you can go with the regular MacBook Pros. I don't know. I don't think they do. It's like if you like a big screen, get the one with the big screen. Like all the internals are kind of the same now. Ick4579, how are you feeling that you're almost 100k subs? I've been sitting at this level for like a year and a half now. I don't think I'm going to hit 100k anytime soon. Mostly because the content I think coming out isn't conducive to subbers. Last question, because I've been talking for a while. 7 Edge Photography, do you think phone insurance through carriers is worth it? Unless it's Apple Care, I'm going to generally say no. I thought about doing a video on it, but they're so far and few between, the insurance companies, and they're so different. And like I live in Canada, and so it's a different set of rules. So, from carriers, I would say no. Lion Apple 287, Final Cut Pro X is what I used for it, and I paid for it using YouTube money. Actually, no. When I started the company, when I started the channel, I was actually it was part of my engineering consulting firm. So my engineering consulting firm. What is the device on the table? Vintage square mouse, charging brick for the laptop that I'm doing the live stream on. All right. So, guys, thanks for sticking around for this live stream. If there are any topics you want me to talk about or questions you have, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do them. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with these live streams. It seems more like you guys just want to hang out with me rather than talking about specific topics, which is when I'm fine. Oh, this one looks important. 7-inch photography is the 12-inch good for photo editing like I use? Um, I don't know. I would assume so, the 12-inch MacBook. But the biggest problem, like if you were to get that, I think it would have no issues with the photo editing, but I would spend the money and get a bigger screen to plug stuff into. My video editing setup is I got two screens going, and the laptop I use that as a desktop, so that's kind of my advice. All right, guys, I'm really sweaty now. Like talking like this, like burns calories. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you next week. Watch my videos this weekend. Yay!